Well, it can be hard to talk about incontinence, but when it affects 4.8 million Australians, then I'd say we're dealing with a pretty serious issue here. For more, we're joined by Continence and Women's Health physiotherapist Shan Morrison. Shan, 4.8 million Australians. This is a very serious problem.
Yes, Jamie. That number means that 1 in 4 Australians over 15 are incontinent. And what most people aren't aware of is that this affects men and women of all ages. Many people assume it's only an issue for the elderly, but when in fact most women affected are aged under 50. So it really is an issue that we need to address.
Okay, Shan, incontinence is the inability to control bladder and bowel functions, right?
Yes, that's right, Jamie.
Okay.
And unfortunately, incontinence is a topic that most people avoid talking about, which means they typically suffer in silence rather than seek help.
Sure.
And this is why we're raising awareness, and it's so important. Incontinence is common, but it shouldn't be considered normal or a natural part of ageing or having children, and people shouldn't be putting up with it. So what we really want to communicate to those watching right now is that if you're suffering from incontinence, you're not alone, and help is available to cure or improve the problem.
Okay, so you can see the number up on the screen right now. It's 1-800-333-0066. And of course, you can head to the website, which is continence.org.au for more information. Shan, what actually happens when somebody calls that number?
So the National Continence Helpline is managed by the Continence Foundation of Australia.
Okay.
And it's a free service staffed by continence nurse advisors who provide advice and free resources.
Great stuff. Shan, do we know what actually causes incontinence?
We know a lot about what the causes are of incontinence, but not all causes and treatment plans are the same. And that's why it's important that people be assessed by a health professional. So the most common types of incontinence are stress incontinence, so leaking when you lift, laugh, exercise, cough or sneeze, and urge incontinence, when you feel that sudden urge to go to a toilet, but you just can't hold on.
Right.
There are also certain issues and life stages that place people more at risk, such as prostate cancer surgery for men and pregnancy, childbirth and menopause for women. But whatever the reason, help is available and there's no need to put up with it. And there's no need to avoid exercising or social activities for fear of suffering an embarrassing accident.
Shan, I just had no idea how common it is, and obviously none of us are free from risk. How can we prevent it?
Well, in many cases, incontinence can be prevented and managed by adopting healthy diet and lifestyle habits.
Right.
So people often cut down on fluids thinking that that will help, but keeping up fluids can actually help. So water is best, as alcohol, fizzy drinks and caffeine can irritate the bladder.
Okay, so more water, less alcohol. What about food?
So everyone should make sure that they're eating plenty of fibre to avoid constipation, as an expanded bowel can actually contribute to bladder and bowel leakage.
Okay.
So a fibre-rich diet typically consists of 2 serves of fruit, 5 serves of vegetables and 5 serves of cereals and bread each day.
Right, and I'm sure being fit plays a part?
Absolutely it does. Being overweight places you at risk of incontinence. People should aim to exercise for 30 minutes every day, but just as importantly, everyone, men and women, should be exercising their pelvic floor muscles every day, 3 times a day, as these muscles are crucial in bladder and bowel control. It's important that these exercises are done correctly, so people should visit a continence physiotherapist to check the correct technique, or they can go to continence.org.au for instructions and a video demonstration.
Shan, thank you so much. Look, you've really opened our eyes to this very common issue that we should all be very aware of.
Thanks, Jamie.
Okay, now, if any of this sounded familiar to you, the number is up on the screen. Give them a call. It's 1-800-333-0066, or go to the website. It's continence.org.au. Information and help is readily available to you.